Zachy, oh fine. Twist my arm. Keepers. Buy nuts. Crochet, that's evil. Counting is hard. You're leaving Latvia. Give me your... Ooh. I'm excited. So, the mug Jody's talking about is my Tonksy one that's up on my fourth wall, aka my shop. I don't know this one. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. I don't know about that. Oh, do I see it? Don't remember where I put it. He hasn't responded. Right here. Right here. No, the only thing he responded is he's not done with financial aid filling out. Well, jeepers, I totally messed that up, right? But there we go. Unless the first... I was having problems with my texts. Like, they weren't going through. Ask him if he got one. Ask him about tomorrow. Because I was having issues until I restarted my phone.
Then all I saw was about...
Well, ask him if he wants to go out and about tomorrow. Oh, really? I didn't realize that. Puppers, I don't like those. Okay, Urban. Have a great night and all of that. And I can't wait to see the next part of the Moonlit Market. Actually, I should go check. Right? Okay, I'm going. Oh my gosh. Y'all. It's frog breath. It's adorable. I love it. I want to hug it. So that's why the one previous was smaller for this one. That's adorable. I am here for this.
He's stuck on the part where it's calculating.
Oh. He has to talk to, his counselor or whatever. Advisor. Yes, Ruthless. Hello, how are you? Nightmare Before Christmas, anyone? Yeah. That Froggo is adorable, and I can't wait to stitch it now. Did he say yes, I'm going out? Doing good, just chilling? Awesome. I am here for that. Ribbit, right? Hello. How are you? What'd you do? You need nail clippers? Clip your nails. Go clip them all. I don't believe you. I don't want to look. You probably have to shower. Baby girl has to shower. So how's everybody doing today? I'm just going with the flow on this.
I'm getting the dark red ones back in the bag.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna do it right now.
Do it after you shower. Why did you think it was Friday? I am not sure. Literally had nothing to do. Aw. Okay, you need to go. Somebody's feet smell really bad. You slept in, that's alright. I think this next ad break, I'm going to take Maple outside. So I will be getting up and stretching and all that good stuff. Definitely not. Blapple, hello, how are you? Can we shout Black Apple Creative out pretty, please? Right, smelly feet. Ugh. Not my feet. I mean, I know whose feet it was because...
Definitely mine.
Definitely baby girls. That's it. Thank you. I can't count. Popping in. Ooh, awesome. Yo, if you don't follow Black Apple Creative, you're missing out. Did the whole Stream Star thing, and how much did Stream Stars get for donations and stuff? I forget. It was an insane amount. I am doing good. I am. My daughter is stealing my jelly beans.
Hold the door.
$97,000. Kelsey, yes. Yes. Exciting. How exciting. I'm making a moth tato for Imperfect Moth. You'll make progress in your work. I think so. I did. I want to join next time. Why? Because I like the chaos. I really do. And it took me a minute to, like, actually figure out what I was doing. Because it's me. Yeah, it's me. It took me a minute. Only because, like, oh my gosh. Calyx! Controlled chaos is good chaos, right? I mean, is it controlled though? Is it? Calyx, we finished Foot Mittens today! It's a Calyx!
Kidding.
You better be kidding. She just called her father old.
No.
Okay, that's better. Calyx, how are you? Calyx, I don't know what was wrong with me this morning or this afternoon when I got home. Right? Ready? I get home and I swear I saw you live and I go to your channel and it's like, oh, Calyx was live yesterday. What is wrong with me? Everything? Yeah, I know everything, but like, yeah. Charity time is like improv. Yes. To almost anything. There's some things I can't say. Oh gosh, thank you for that follow. Whew, scared me. I can say yes to almost anything. Really spicy things I can't do. So like, you know the hot challenge? I can't do that.
I could do it.
But the disgusting bean challenge, I have no problem with.
They're nasty.
Or like, I did a super sour pickle. That was pretty intense. I liked it though. Although, Kat, I am not shaving my head. Nope. I have had long hair all my life.
We
And
should shave him.
we can shave one of my boys' heads. They will approve that. Well, some of them. But like, almost anything I think is more accurate. Yep, figure out boundaries, right? Facts ain't defamation, right? Just do half, right? I mean, Calyx. Okay, I will say, some people look phenomenal with either, like, the shaved heads or the undercuts or stuff. I can't do that. My hair is super thin. Like, baby girl has thicker hair than me. Mine is, like, super thin. I can't do...
It's because
Yeah.
father's is super thick.
Right? So she got thicker hair than me because of hovers.
Mine's not crazy. Like,
Color change might do. I'm not sure. Oh gosh, that
you messed that up.
totally messed up. How'd you guess that?
Because I'm watching.
Pretty hair over? Aw. You'll braid it? I would love you to braid my hair, Jody. I love having my hair braided.
I can't. Here.
The French braid? I braid baby girl's hair starting at, like, her widow's peak.
You can have a
Yes.
You need one?
Sure.
I'll open it for you because I like opening.
Okay.
You're so satisfying.
Really? Careful. One of mine that I brought to work actually kept fizzing up and out. It was weird.
That'd be awesome.
Very weird. Okay, did he say yes about tomorrow? Okay. Tell him that we're leaving earlier. Okay. We'll pick him up between 8 and 8:30. Ask him what he prefers. Ask him closer to 8:30. Okay.
He doesn't care. He just.
Okay. I'll fill out post-surgery, start growing back. It's hecka thin. Yeah. Jay's sister's hair into 6 Dutch braids, but stopped at her neck, then did 3 until 1. Ooh, that's pretty. I will bring him more eggs. We got a ton. Okay. Right? Right? Like, Jody's amazing. Does he want 2 things of eggs?
And just eggs.
2 dozen? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I do too. Yes, go follow Jody. Jody streams in the mornings. I did not like it. It's the crunchies. Not like it. Go follow Jody. Go follow Calyx. They're both amazing. Yeah, I took 2 bites of it and then no. Right? Right? We do. It's great. Ooh, there's the battle. We got 38 units. Thank you so much, each and every person. Putting down even 1 unit means so much to me. Oh my gosh. Cat, I was just talking about how awesome you are. And you ate, pickle pops, right? Popsicles that are pickle-flavored popsicles. There you go. Hi, Reese Cup. How are you? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. So many amazing people. Did shave all your hair off back in 2013 because it needed a reboot. Combo of stress, poor diet, made it very raggedy. Now it's back down to the middle of your back. Awesome. Okay, Mousy, head out for trivia. Awesome. No, work is for be bored. I'm joking, it's not. We have 3 winners. 5 gold for everyone. El Canadiano with 14 kills. Lady 10 with 9 assists. We have Majeste with 3 tanks. Nominee with 3 warriors. And Prep in Time with 3 archer. Right? I hope everybody's enjoying their day. Oh my gosh, words are terrible. Terrible. Did y'all know that all of my mods, except for hovers, in Starting Grid, actually kind of got thrown into being mods? English is very hard, let me tell you. Terrible. Also, English was not originally my first language, but now it is. Well, yeah, Calyx offered because, like, there are times where, like, Jody has to leave and stuff. Yeah. And Kat offered too. But all of my mods were chosen for a great reason because they're all great people. Right? No, not that throne. I don't know what that fuzz was from. Oh wait, Kat. I want to show you. Baby girl, where'd you put that blue fabric? Baby girl. Oh, never mind. What is my first language was actually Icelandic. I learned Icelandic before English. I can't speak much of it anymore, but yeah. So. My gosh, Ken, get back up here. Kat, look, I died. And I actually did a better job than the black one. And it's beautiful. I love the model to it. Oh my gosh. Shay! Oh my gosh, Shay, thank you. I like being punny too. So that will be for... What's the one that Vintage is doing the stitch along? What is it? I can't remember. It's like the dead aquarium or something. I don't know. I can't remember. And I can't figure out the website. Does anybody know that one? Wait, I'm being a blonde. Deadly Aquarium. I was close. I'm being a blonde. I can just go look at my email. Oh, I got the email. Tell him I got the email. Lola Crow. Awesome. Thank you. This one. The border is out. So the frame is out, but there... Oh, gosh. I can't show it because it's not on here. Oh, if you... There it is. Here's the frame. Right there. We're gonna do that. Why? Because I love the chaos in my life. Have I eaten today? Yes, I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I had a bagel for breakfast, a coworker made fried chicken, and mac salad for lunch. And then Hubbers made me chicky tendies, rice, and a salad for dinner. Yep. Right? And they're like not the generic chicky tendies. They're actually like from chickens. Like not processed and stuff. We get them from the local grocery store. Did you really? That's awesome. Look, tendies are amazing. Right? Healthy tendies? Ooh, goulash. Did you hear about the really unruly horse riding equipment? Chaos reigns. Oh my gosh, I love you. I do. I love the puns. I love dad jokes. I just love jokes in general. I am here for it. Honey garlic. Ooh, that sounds even better. Okay, Cat. I think maybe 2 more increase. No, actually, I'm gonna do a single round and then increase again. I'm not writing this pattern. How do spring flowers greet each other? Hey, bud. Ooh, I love that one. I am here for that one. Ooh, I gotta write this. I gotta write this down. Why? Because I am trying to actually not mess up. You would think I knew where anything was. Psh, that's out the window. Oh my gosh, my pen doesn't want to work. Does not want to work. I mean, it worked afterwards, but you know. It happens. Here you go. Hi, Ghost Gal. How's it going? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. So I am currently making a moth-tato for Imperfect Moth. What's a moth-tato? It's a moth that's also a potato, like, right? Right? Yeah. A whole bunch of living items of clothing in your D&D setting that are based around different clothes-based turns of phrase. So clever clogs, thinking caps, turncoats, bossy boots, smarty pants. Oh, I love that. That's amazing. But moth-tato's gonna have bacon strut thing. Told to me by my nephew. What you call an older dog? A grandpa? Ah. No, you did not, Blue. But now I'm intrigued. Please tell. I need all the details. All the details. Still dealing with never-ending ball of yarn. Awesome. GLEG. Hi, how are you? You're new here? Was looking for someplace to hang while you work on a knitting project. Awesome. You came to the most chaotically awesomest chill stream, and I'm Ooh, awesome, Blue. I'm a variety crafter. I crochet mostly. I also knit. I finished a pair of foot mittens because I don't knit socks a little while ago. I also do cross-stitch sewing and stuff. Yeah. Ooh, awesome, Blue. That's exciting. May the 4th. Oh my gosh. Be with you. It's saying. Okay, so how long will it take me to do the frame of the Deadly Aquarium? Of course. It's gonna be awesome. Certainly come to the right place. Ooh, knitting, hand spinning. Ooh, look. Where is it? This was my first yarn that I spun. It's not perfect, but it's perfectly made by me. So this was on my Revolution Fibers drop spindle. I love this spindle. It's really well balanced. And then I also have Yarn Galore. I have a Turkish spindle that I'm working on now. Purple on purple, right? And I also have an electric eel wheel nano. So this was my first bobbin of this color. Oh, that's the tail. I'm like, what is that? I have half a bobbin on the second one, and then I'm gonna apply them together. I'm excited. Right, aren't they? Oh yeah, fiber arts. If anybody needs help with anything I do know how to do, as long as I'm comfortable enough with it, I will drop what I'm doing to show off how at least I do it. Because, like, we can't let the crafts die here, right? Right? I don't gatekeep anything. I will not share patterns, though. I won't, unless I have explicit permission. which I do from a few people, which is amazing, and I still ask them ahead of time, are you sure? I do write patterns also, I just don't publish them too often. It's a me thing. Self-taught with help from YouTube, right? Technique is not perfect by any means, just love to make... Are the end results pretty awesome? Then is perfect. I always tell people that there's no wrong way to craft unless you don't craft. Because if you don't craft, then that's wrong to say that you do. I don't know what's up with my autofocus today. It's driving me bananas, and I don't even like bananas. Yeah, that is all. We have 5 minutes till the ad break that just popped up here. Okay, what do you need help with? Judy, what do you need help with? Do you need me to come take Asta and save you from her? I'm on my way. It's gonna be... Mama's Yoda Minecraft, yes! Trying to get more into the habit of doing your pearly or Hama bead crafts, yes. What kind of stuff do you typically like? And I know your name's Music Geekery. And did you know that a lot of cross-stitch patterns you can use for pearly beads? It's true. Oh my gosh, that's a goat. Cat's back. We got about 4 minutes until break. Magic Circle? Yeah! Hi, Foxy Noodles. Crochet for 3 weeks. Oh, yeah! Okay, give me a sec. I'll show you quick. Well, let me get some yarn. No, that's not gonna work. Let me get better colored yarn. And I will use this hook. This is an eye hook. Okay, so how I do it is I throw my hook. Not really. I take the yarn end and I bring it under the working yarn and cross it. This is how I do it though. Right? And I hold the X. Now, if you can hold on that loop, like sometimes I make it bigger than I need. Just to put my hand in there. Or a few fingers like this. Like I said, this is how I do it. I put the hook in, yarn over, and pull it out. And then you gotta do a chain stitch to hold it. And that's the start. Right? So I can show it again. The tail under the working yarn. Right, hold the X that makes. Hook into the circle, yarn over, pull it through, do a chain stitch. From there, you can put the hook back in the circle and do your single crochets, however many you need. Because once you get that first single crochet, it's going to be easy. So this is 2, 3, 4. Typically you have 6. 5, 6. You are so very welcome. Opinion, want to crochet a scrap blinky? 2 stripes? Ooh, that is hard to choose. I'm more partial to stripes, but the granny square just goes quick. Few music related things, done some cross stitch patterns for Pokemon. Try to go, ooh. not typically